live.
Yeah.
Doop.
We are going.
Doop.
We are live.
Boom.
We are...
Alright, I think today I'm going to work on the legs.
Wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
Wonderful, saucy legs.
Bretta, sup, dudes?
Brutus.
What colors was I? Must have been using these colors. Here, apply one more base coat to get the legs perfect. Lucky Bat! Howdy. Oh, I just checked. Well, I guess I won't use that paintbrush tonight.
And there we go. Ah.
I should work really hard on the back of these legs because they're going to be pointed directly at the skirt.
Yeah.
And no one will ever know.
But I'll know.
The stream was 1 minute late. I don't think it was 1 minute late.
You're 1 minute ahead, maybe.
Yeah.
Could you imagine being slightly late to a stream?
Mm-hmm.
That'd be ridiculous.
Mm-hmm. That would be ridiculous.
Like a T-Rex, it's time.
To duel. I was looking at a lot of books today for some reason. Game Canary YT. Holy crap, I'm on time. Yeah. Actually, you're 2 minutes late.
Yeah.
And I was looking at a lot of books from Wayne Douglas Barlow, one of my favorites, and his books have dropped a lot in price.
Oh.
I don't know
Maybe
if
he got
there's
canceled.
maybe maybe he got canceled. It's possible, or maybe they're doing reprints or something. But yeah, like usually his books go for like $100. Today I was seeing like $20, $25, $50.
Wow. He must have said some crazy stuff. XenoBQ. Hello.
Mecha T-Rex, if you want to see some real Frankenstein shit, just take a look at what I posted in the Q&A channel. Ah.
I like to think it's like a bat attached to a monkey attached to a rat.
Mm-hmm. Michael Spitz, hello.
Hello.
Gaming Canary, you are on time if you are within 2 hours and 30 minutes of your goal. I agree.
Mm-hmm. Words to live by, truly.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just about. I mean, once I have these legs done, I can have all three ladies. Well, I think there's still I could definitely spruce up this the paint job on the underskirt a little bit. Mega T-Rex, what happens when you try to use hot glue on metal minis? I don't know. I mean, it'll probably stick, but you'll have, you'll be off by like 5 millimeters, a quarter inch. Yeah, if you're 2.5 hours early. Let's see. This model is barefoot, but there is like a design on the foot. I'm not exactly sure what that's meant to be, if it's a tattoo.
Yes.
Or I mean, maybe. Badass J, I have missed a few nights of stream, so this may have been covered, but Disney Plus now has this 2D Clone Wars. Oh, cool! I love those.
Also, how dare you for missing the streams?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the real highlight here.
Yeah. Don't have a life outside of this.
Mm-hmm. Michael Spitz, do either of you have the Katachan kernel? No. Although it seems like it was not a big mover, because I was at the game store last week, and they still had a couple. Usually the limited edition stuff just goes like hotcakes, but seems like there weren't as many takers for the Katachan kernel.
Ooh, Xenobi has a suggestion. Take a look with your magnifier goggles.
Ah.
You mean hobby cheating?
Yeah.
Definitely not a title. Definitely the truth. Definitely the truth.
Mm-hmm.
I'm working on some boys.
Boys. Bum, 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 bum.
Then that's actually the song I'm singing in my head while I paint them.
Mega T-Rex. No, I'm saying what I posted in the Q&A channel is what happens when you use hot glue on metal minis, specifically a lot of hot glue. Long story short, I recovered some minis I assembled at 12 years old. Ooh, Happy Heretic Bad Batch comes out on May 4th? That's coming up. Oh, I'm super pumped. I really liked those episodes of Bad Batch from Season 7. I liked all the episodes in Season 7.
A new batch?
Don't get them wet. Don't feed them after midnight. Bredis, yeah, I know. I had some PTO from work, and I did a lot around the house, and I was exhausted every night.
Sounds like you're lying, but that's okay. We still accept you.
Gaming Canary YT. Is it just me, or is Bad Batch a bad name? It is not catchy. Bad Batch isn't catchy?
Bad Batch.
Bad Batch. The Bad Batch. I feel like it's catchy. I feel like it is exactly what it sounds like. Bad Batch. Because they're literally a bad batch of clones. Like they're all not.
If you didn't tell me they were Star Wars, I wouldn't know what they were.
That's true, but I mean that's
Yeah.
Do you want to go see Solo
Rogue
A?
One. Yeah.
Do you want to see the Rogue One? Do you want to see the Phantom Menace? It's hard, what's a Star Warsy name without the word Star Wars?
Exactly.
I guess the Jar Jar Chronicles would be
There you go.
Be a good
What's
name.
a Jar Jar?
No one on this earth doesn't know what a Jar Jar is. A jar of what? And why are there two of them?
That don't know. Jar of what?
Happy Heretic. The latest trailer for it looks pretty good. Well, good.
Yeah.
Lucky Bet. Star Wars. Rose. Oh, that spacey name. Named after a flower that doesn't exist.
Exactly.
Though she had the last laugh because she got to be the star of a Disney movie.
Yeah, the one that did,
just not Star Wars.
I believe did very poorly at box office, from what I heard.
Gaming Canary YT. Clones 2. Clones on the Run.
Bredis. Nick, you accept me because I pay you to. Exactly.
Happy Heretic.
You're unbanned from my mind.
Happy Heretic. First new Star Wars TV show to come out since Mando. I'm hopeful since Favreau and Filoni are running most of the shows. Michael Spitz. Jar Jar needs his own show, not even joking. Michael Spitz, is your icon Jar Jar Binks, or is it a generic Gun character?
You better be Jar Jar.
There's a great product that I really want to buy, but I haven't. Whenever I've checked on eBay, they always kind of go for a little bit of a lot because they're so ridiculous. But it's a Jar Jar lollipop that came out when Phantom Menace was hot.
I've seen that.
Yeah, and there's a little button, and Jar Jar's face opens up, and there's like a very human tongue, and that's the sucker, and you suck on the tongue.
Yeah, it's very erotic.
So bad.
mean, I think they should make him again.
It's going to be cute. About the second Clone Wars, I think they put sneaker sound effects over part of Mace Windu fight, which is a choice. I think there was some weird sound choices in those. I mean, they were made for Cartoon Network.
Like, it sounds like a basketball court?
You know what, though? I kind of feel like that works in that particular short. Like, there's a part in that where Mace Windu is speed bagging battle droids. So I don't know. Someone will have to check if they made changes, and then there'll have to be a conspiracy online where people put the original next to the new one, and people will have to make up their mind for some reason about which almost identical copy is better. Michael Spitz. It is Jar Jar, and the show would be a sitcom.
Yeah.
Happy Heretic. Jar Jar should have been the Sith Lord in charge of everything. Mecha T-Rex. You telling me you don't want to make out with Jar Jar? Just imagine looking at his soulful eyes while your tongue wars for supremacy. His soulful eye stalks.
Oh my god.
Game Canary White looked up the lollipop. Ew.
Yep, pretty good. Yes, it sounds like a basketball court. Amazing.
Ruins. You know what? I'm sure that was a direct note from what's her face, from
Kathleen Kennedy.
Kathleen Kennedy.
Probably. Anything bad that's ever happened in the history of the world is a Kathleen Kennedy problem.
Beat Heretic. Misa, love you long time. Yeah, Jar Jar was a lot of choices were made that led to Jar Jar. And what's fun, well, I mean, it was all down to George, but so many decisions, so many things happened, so much work done to get us Star Wars, to get us Jar Jar.
Mm-hmm. And you know what? A little too much work was done. Oh, George.
What, the basketball shoe sounds or the unintentionally erotic Jar Jar lollies? I don't know how unintentional it was.
Mm-hmm. Who do you think approved that? You think a real creep did?
Yeah. I think though, especially when the first Star Wars came out, although pretty much for all the three prequels, any product became a licensed Star Wars product.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Anything. Chia Pets, the $1 bouncy ball that you get from one of the bins at Walmart. Mm-hmm. Everything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can't wait for when we do that with EOB.
Yeah. We can arbitrarily blame her for both. You know what? I'm going to pin Jar Jar and Captain Kennedy.
Yeah. And the sucker.
And the sucker.
Mm-hmm. She made the sucker.
That was her one foray into product design.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. She ruined everything.
Mm-hmm. I was reading one of my Star Wars books. I have The Art of Star Wars Episode 8, the I don't know, Revenge of the Sky Potters or whatever it's called. And there's too many now. I can't remember all the names. And there's a really nice foreword by guy who wrote and made Knives Out and Star Wars. What's his name? Rian Johnson. And he says that if you ever want to derail a production meeting for 3 hours, here's what you ask. Ask everyone to describe what makes something look like Star Wars. And he explains that you'll get all sorts of answers from World War II to Kit Bash to like all greebling, to all these different things. And then at the end he says, So, in conclusion, the only way to truly know if something is Star Warsy is if it's a Ralph McQuarrie illustration or if it just feels right.
Mm-hmm. That's fun.
Happy Heretic. I feel like the erotic lolly was probably a joke by some production designer who accidentally put it in the final marketing portfolio and refused to cop to it.
Mm-hmm.
Mecha T-Rex. After the success of the originals, George wanted control of everything, so the prequels were his baby. The originals were so good because people were there to tell George no.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, George. Oh, George.
Yeah, it's important. It's important for those people to exist.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, we watched the behind the scenes. You saw people have the faces of should we tell them or should we not? And no one said anything.
Never.
No one said a thing.
There's a great moment where George is sitting down with an editor, and he wants him to edit together two halves of two different takes, where in one scene, a background guy gets up a little later. And the editor is sitting there, and he kind of looks a little pissed off, and then George leaves, and the editor talks to the camera and says, back in the day, you just couldn't make so many decisions, and so this new editing on the computer is both a blessing and a curse.
Mm-hmm. That is true. Yeah.
Michael Spitz. Jar Jar doesn't get a show, he needs a horror movie. Happy Heretic. It is a bit, although he is the one who put Favreau and Filoni in charge of Mandalorian. George Lucas put them in charge? It's hard to believe, considering he's not a part of Star Wars anymore. He put them in charge of Clone Wars, I think. I'm not exactly sure how the Clone Wars happened.
Mm.
I know George he wasn't a huge part of it,
mm-hmm.
but he was, because he owned Star Wars.
Mm-hmm. He's like, is there a paycheck that I can just have? Cool.
No, that was the 2D animated. Apparently, he was just like, can somebody else do everything? I'm busy with 3.
Mm-hmm. I just need enough money to cover my coffee. I love him. I can't wait until we're big enough to have George Lucas on our streams with us.
Mm-hmm. Mr. Lion Guy. I was on my mother's lap in the December of 1977. I remember being scared as the credits went by. It was that bad. The 8th movie felt like my friend was gone. Yep, it ruined everyone's childhood. Mecha T-Rex. But George sold the property to Disney. Kathleen was the one who would choose who was heading Mandalorian. Is Disney consulting with George still? After the prequels? I don't know about that. There is pictures of him on the sets. I would guess they probably just offered him the chance to come look at stuff.
He probably would go. Why not?
Yeah.
I would go.
Darren Wenzel. Good morrow, gentlemen.
Like, oh, is there going to be coffee there?
Gaming Canary Whitey. I will defend all Star Wars except for 9 in the prequels. So like half of Star Wars.
Amazing.
Happy Heretic. Rumors are George put tons of pressure on key people to get Favreau and Filoni on board. You know what? I'm just going to not believe that. Because how could those rumors possibly exist? Like, I'm sure every person on the internet said that, but... What, so George is cold calling the Disney offices every day?
Yeah, and like, what's the threat? Like, what's he going to do?
I'm gonna come drink my coffee and eat my salad in the parking lot.
And I'm gonna break your knees.
I'm gonna make you watch Red Tails, my movie.
Oh my god, would that be amazing? Gonna make you watch Red Tails.
Oh my god, Red Tails is not. It's oh my god, Red Tails is a train wreck.
Oh my goodness.
Oh George, oh George.
Yeah, and him talking about it.
Yeah.
Ooh, him talking about it.
I mean, I have lots of respect for George. Mm-hmm. He probably, instead of being a director of movies, he probably should have just headed up a production company. Because he loves tech. Mm-hmm. I mean, he is partly responsible for almost every major advancement in like computer-aided movie making. Mm-hmm. But maybe not a great screenwriter.
Mm-hmm. I love his interviews. I love whenever he's interviewed.
Mm-hmm. Oh, George.
Michael spits. Nick's probably sitting there with the lollipop right now. Yeah, but that's not what you think it is.
George can unleash pure hell with any executive that displeases him with the jar lollipop. Oh, you know George has got a box of them.
Oh my gosh. And he threatens you by taking it out and gives it a good lick right in front of you.
Mr. Line Guy, George made Howard the Duck. Is that true? Did he write, direct, produce? How is he related to Howard the Duck, that masterpiece?
Jar Jar lollipop.
Gaming Canary. Sometimes you gotta enjoy what a movie has and not what it doesn't. That's true. You only get what you get. You don't get what you don't get. By definition.
Mm-hmm. It's also a lot more fun to just let it take you instead of be like, well, it's not exactly right.
You know what? I didn't think the one thing I will say about the new trilogy is I don't think there was nearly enough brother-sister action.
And this is the last stream, and the last video came out today, and we're done. Ruh-roh.
Gaming Canary. I will die on this hill. Neat.
I'm already dead.
Alcoholic. Willow is one of my favorite non-Star Wars produced Lucasfilms. I've heard of Willow. I've not seen it though. I heard it was basically the movie that led to the making Lord of the Rings. George was the producer on Howard the Duck. Happy heard it. Gaming Canary, are you saying that you have the high ground? Don't try it. If you are not with me, then you are my enemy.
Good old that.
I think the third movie is my least favorite. It's not the worst one. That's probably Attack of the Clones is the worst one. But 3 annoys me in that it just wraps it all up. Yeah, Yoda goes to the Yoda planet. Obi-Wan goes to the Obi-Wan planet. Everyone gets into their goes to their mark for top of Star Wars 4 or 8 or whatever.
And scene. That's what they say at the end of the movie.
No, George, they don't say that. Does anybody want to help me make Red Tails 2?
Oh my goodness. It's gonna be a good one. Oh my god! Our OnlyFans account has been approved. I just did it today. I had to take a photo of myself and my ID. It's one of the cutest photos. I like to think a human being had to look at that.
Yeah.
And had to be like, I guess they're the same. That's funny.
Michael Spitz, legend has it that Jar Jar was only in the movie because the Jar Jar lollipops were mass-produced and stored beforehand in order to have the large stock when the fans went crazy about it.
Probably.
Happy Heretic. Technically, Howard the Duck is in the MCU. Yes, I think you can see Howard the Duck for a moment at the very end of Guardians of the Galaxy 1. And I believe you can actually pick out Howard the Duck in the big fight scene at the very end of Age of Ultron 2 Electric Boogaloo. Or not Age of Ultron, Age of the Purple Guy Extinction Apocalypse.
Yeah.
I liked that movie, but God, it was 3 hours long.
Too many hours long.
Mm-hmm. I did think that the second, they're the first half, the first movie of what was the Endgame, Avengers End of Infinity Game was the better of the two. It was just a whole movie about the bad guy.
The bad guy.
And Thor makes a hammer with a raccoon in a tree. And what is the other one's doing?
Dancing.
Mm-hmm. Michael Spitz. I saw Howard the Duck in a haunted house once. A.R. Hail, brothers.
Hell.
Alcoholic. Crazy that the same studio that made D&D made Lord of the Rings.
Get all those legs.
Mm-hmm.
Just chilling.
See you, Nubikyu. I'm gonna head out. Y'all have fun. This discussion or whatever. Yeah. Good night, Zenubikyu.
Good night.
We'll call you if we have any kill team questions.
Exactly. Or biddies.
Mm-hmm.
Michael Spitz. How many OnlyFans for a Jar Jar cosplay from both of you?
Boy, Jar Jar would not be the easiest costume to put together.
No, it would not be. A lot.
Mm-hmm.
Do they do it by how many people? Like, is it like Patreon?
I have no idea.
ZNBQ, I will respond to either one of those things. Perfect. Glad we can count on you.
Mm-hmm.
Power Surge. Yo! Yo, yo, yo.
Yo, 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 yo.
Da.
Bum.
Yep.
Starvers.
It is. Could you believe I'm painting Orc's boots black?
Ah.
It's fun. Love painting stuff black.
Mm-hmm.
And could you believe that I'm also painting straps and belts and other fun accessories that they have?
Yeah. Mondeteer, can you paint a Jar Jar model for the fans? You know what?
Oh
The day Star Wars Legion comes out with Jar Jar Binks model, I'm pre-ordering it.
I bet we can 3D print a Jar Jar bust. What's the Patreon goal for that?
I don't know. I don't want to paint a Jar Jar bust. I'll paint one Jar Jar miniature. That'll probably take me, 2 or 3 hours.
Mm-hmm. Does anybody have a good Jar Jar miniature?
The Legion is going to have to do it eventually. Kinona's Death Troopers are so cool. It's a shame we haven't seen them again. Don't we see a glimpse of a Death Trooper in Mandalorian Season 1? Montetir. Jar Jar bust. Jar Jar busy or bust. Christopher Perry. Just got here. Why so many dislikes? You know what? Add one more. Add one more to the pile.
Yep. It's because they're supposed to be.
Yeah.
Only cool people want dislikes.
Mm-hmm. Happy Heretic. I'm waiting for a Gun army or an Ewok army. Yeah.
Be fun.
Ewoks get special buff for taking out ATSTs.
Power Surge. When I was learning English, I used to say yo ironically to make fun of it. Then it became permanent. Joke's on me. Yep, that is how it works.
Yo, Adrian. It's been everyone's favorite movie, Star Wars 2: The Empire Strikes Back.
Akino Kinones. Will Nick get those new Orc Squig writers or just print better one? What's wrong with them?
I still haven't really taken a great look at them.
I thought they looked cute.
I like them. The only thing I didn't like was that they have 4 legs. I get they're like the new type of squig called a squig hog.
Mm-hmm.
I think I would have liked it if they were still 2-legged, just big. But I don't think that'd be enough for me to dislike them.
Mm-hmm. And I think they're cute.
Mm-hmm. I think the real question is, does this mean we're gonna see like a lot of units for what are they called? Yeah, but orcs, but for the specific type of orcs that would use those, the snake bites.
Will they get their own codex?
Oh God, probably hopefully not.
Yes, I always like that. That's the question. When is this very specific thing going to get a codex?
Yeah. Mr. Lion Guy, so my metallic paints arrived. I am staring at the set and I am uneasy. Doesn't feel like there is a happy medium between Vallejo gunmetal and silver. Any suggestions for a good medium shade, though? I have both those colors. The silver is very, very bright. And the gunmetal is very dark. But I feel like you could probably just mix the two to get a mid-tone. I find both of those particular Vallejo paints a little crunchy, like a little glittery. They're both totally usable, but I haven't had amazing success with either. Happy Heretic. The Night Haunt Underworld Warband is disappearing. Ooh, I wonder, is that foreshadowing some new stuff for the Night Haunts?
Kino, they aren't even fully previewed yet, but I guarantee the problem with the Squig Riders will be the price. I was gonna say, yeah, there's gonna be one for like $90.
That's probably a fair bet. You know what? I'm gonna say 2. You get 2 in a box for $70. That's gonna be my guess.
I'm gonna say that you get 2. I'm gonna be a little nicer, and I'm gonna say for $60.
Ah, there we go.
There's no way that's true though.
Power Surge. What do you guys like for metallics? It's hard. Metallics are hard. I usually use Games Workshop Lead Belcher and Games Workshop Runefang Steel. For golds, I use everything under the sun, and I feel like I never get a great result.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Happy Heretic. Disappointing, but not disappointing, not disappearing. It's literally the Night Haunts from the starter set, just repackaged. Oh, I did see that. Yeah, it's a little weird because Games Workshop currently sells a product that's those Night Haunts and those Stormcast Eternals for... It's their version. It's their Storm Strike, which is their version of like First Strike, the basic getting started with Age of Sigmar box. So yeah, it does seem a little wild to use the same exact models that you can already buy paired. But I guess we'll see what happens.
It makes sense to Games Workshop because they're drunk.
And then we're gonna make a squig with 4 legs, and then they're gonna buy it.
Mm-hmm.
And then
we're gonna like it.
And we're gonna put random models in a box and call it Pariah Nexus, and everyone will hate it. But then we'll put 60 models in a box, and we'll call it Warhammer Undercity Hive, and everyone will love it.
We'll give them something that they want, and then something that they hate.
We'll keep them guessing.
I mean, that sounds like a sketch waiting to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Drunk's Workshop.
Drunk's Workshop. Quinones guesses 3 for 80. Quinones, or 1 for 40.
I bet you that's the correct one.
Yeah. Christopher Peary. I'm doing my part just as slight. Love your videos, by the way.
Yeah.
There's precedent for it to be 35. Because all of the new Necron kits that were medium sized were 35. The Necron Scorpect, or the Necron Locust Destroyer, the Necron Auspex, or something with an X Destroyer, was $35.
Mm-hmm. Sex.
Mm-hmm.
Fun.
Victor Hugo Bittencourt Silva. For gold, try Green Stuff's World's pure metallic pigments. I've never tried any of the Green Stuff World paints. Michael Spitz, I'll say 2 for 50, but to find the weapon stats, you have to buy 2 separate white dwarves and the new codex for characteristics.
Oh, perfect. Good old that. Yeah. It's kind of fun because, like, on the codex video, nobody really knows, like, nobody could agree on what they really wanted.
No.
A bunch of people were like, apps are dumb. A lot of people were like, books are dumb.
Mm-hmm.
It felt like it was pretty even.
Yeah.
So, some people said just make it free online, make a PDF and print it. That's the correct one, by the way.
Yeah, that one's probably the way to do it.
But I know that that's not how they're going to do it.
Yeah, I mean, if they're not going to go from making a lot of money on the rules to none.
Yeah, because, like, I mean, I was so triggered by Games Workshop that I couldn't even possibly believe that all the rules and stuff were free for Malifaux. Like, what? I don't even understand. Like, I have like money in my hand right now, just like waiting to put it in. The credit cards are like, no, we don't want it. It's free.
I mean, technically they're not free. You buy them with the models.
But I mean, they are free though. I mean, the rulebook is free.
The rulebook is free, and the model specific rules all come with the models on these lovely cards.
Yes.
Although they do have things like codexes that also have these cards in them.
Yes.
And all the lore.
But you can't play the game if you don't have the models. So you, I mean, you get the rules for free.
Victor Hugo Bittencourt Silva. The paints are meh. The pigment is great when mixed with gloss varnish. Check out Vince Venturella, Vince EV's video on them. Power Surge. And let the rules be on the actual box with the minis. Well, technically, Games Workshop does publish the rules with the mini. It's printed in the back of each instruction manual. So if you wanted to carry around all the instruction manuals for all of your models, then you could technically get away with not buying.
Doesn't it not have points values though? It just has.
I think it has the power.
Yeah, that's dumb.
For the 3 people who like power, which I think people should. Like, I think if Games Workshop could get people on board with power, that would probably be a better way of doing it. But no one wants it. Everyone wants to look up every single points value for every single pistol and every single thing in the entire army.
Yeah, but I want it to be competitive against my friends because I want to dominate them because I actually secretly hate them. imagine asking Sean like, hey, so we'll do the the one that maybe is a little bit more easy and fun and doesn't require a lot of math. He'd be like, no, that's cheating.
Mm-hmm.
That's how that would work.
I think I've heard that the power does favor armies that can take lots of options, like Space Marines. Like Necrons is an army that does not have a lot of options.
Mm-hmm.
So, whatever the power level is, it's hard to swing. Like if you're taking Death Watch, a squad of Death Watch, you can take 5 models, and 4 of them can be armed with heavy weapons. And that's very different than, 5 models all armed with the special issue bolt gun. Mm-hmm. So that's where it can be a little swingy.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas, Necron Warriors, you can take 1 of 2 guns that are pretty similar.
Mm-hmm. So maybe if Games Workshop wants people to accept it, they need to make it a little bit more even.
Yeah.
Or something. Exactly.
Quinones, US 40k scene is usually focused on competitive, right? I feel like the EU focuses on painting. I always felt like in Europe it was more competitive.
I don't know. I do think I feel like it's a little bit more game centric here.
Mm-hmm.
Although there are definitely artistes on both
mm-hmm.
both in both places. Artistes. Seems though there's a lot of artistes in Europe.
Yeah. Yeah, well, in Europe, they don't respect the hustle like they do in America.
Yeah. Exactly. That's what Gary Vee always told me. Gary Vee's my dad.
Play competitive 40k every day. No days off.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Oh, I love it. When I was a young sweet lad and I was painting up these orcs, a few of them, even though they obviously had a leather glove,
mm-hmm.
I painted them metal. And I think I'm gonna fix it.
Mm-hmm. I wonder if it's because the metal was on the palette.
It was because I didn't know that they were gloves. That's why. Yeah.
I think especially since War or 40k continues to grow bigger and bigger and bigger all the time, I think points start to make more, or power level starts to make more sense than points. Just the sheer volume of options.
And what's we've never played it. Do you know what a typical points or power level game is?
I think like every, I think it's like a 100 power.
100 power
is a normal game, or maybe 200 power. AR tips: I smoke weed competitively every day. Yeah, you got to get those reps in.
Yeah.
If you want to succeed, you got to do the reps.
Got to get the rip in.
Quinones, what is the weirdest thing you've ever painted? Probably
3 ladies.
Probably 3 ladies. I mean, I've painted wood to look like almost anything imaginable for theater.
Oh, that's true.
What's the weirdest thing I painted for theater? I don't know. I made a toy box with a bunch of pictures of toys on the side of it painted on. I painted
Red rat sign?
I painted the red rat sign. I have painted... What's some of the weird... I painted a lot of wood to look like metal.
I've painted a lot of metal to look like wood.
One time I painted a big piece of 1x stock to look like the antenna of a building. That was fun. Used a little wet blendage on that.
Mm-hmm.
Michael Spitz, have you ever gotten recognized in public, either of you? Nope.
Nope. It's one of my hopes, though. That's gotta be hilarious.
I hope it happens, but I hope I'm misidentified. I don't know who it
Brent! I love Coopertown Hobbies.
Mm-hmm.
I hope that's what happens.
Yeah. Like, no, Brent's blonde.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you're Brent. You have long hair. That's what it'll be. Michael Spitz, tell me where you live, and I will recognize you.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. My address is. Yeah. What was Santa's address? Like 950 Candy Cane Lane or whatever.
Oh.
That's my address.
In Finding Nemo, they're trying to get to 1642 Wallaby Way, Sydney.
Mm-hmm. That's where I live.
Yeah.
Kino, if you dox yourself real quick, we'll make sure to see you in public. Exactly.
Victor Hugo Bittencourt Silva. I was about to say, oh my gosh, you are that goober guy. Happy Heretic. Jay, do you know who I am? Cashier, sir, this is a McDonald's. Either order something or get out.
Exactly. And you're rolling up with your play button around your neck.
Yeah. I want that play button. I'm very close to halfway. Brad asks, I painted a house the exact green of Malox. That was weird.
It's Malox.
I don't know what a Malox is. James Bruce, well, it's 3 a.m. here in the UK. Insomnia and mini painting are just meant to be. So what Malifaux set would you recommend as a good painting challenge? I mean, these guys were hard as balls. So if you want to get the Malifaux Performers core box, it comes with these three. I'm sure the other two humans will be equally difficult to paint. The leader or the master, Colette Dubois, and the henchman, which I forget the name of. But yeah, I mean, if you want to challenge, most Malifaux kits are pretty small and pretty detailed.
Me too. Dr. Jerkle, I've seen you guys out in public while you sleep in your bedrooms.
Yeah.
Sounds hot.
That sounds like an EOB Ultra fan right there.
Exactly. Speaking of which, just updated the Patreon with with that battle report as one of our goals.
Mm-hmm.
So join the Patreon, and we'll do some battle reports.
We have some great ideas of how to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Just with a few more patrons, it would give us the breathing room we need.
Yeah.
I know I said I wasn't going to do anything to the back of the legs, but I have to do a little something.
Gotta do a little something to the legs. Malox sounds like Malox. It's like a Sickly green medicine that does the same thing as Pepto-Bismol.
Ah. But it sounds 100 times less appealing.
Yeah.
Power Surge. Have you ever applied paint to your skin and realized it's the exact same color as your actual skin? Probably.
Yeah. Vallejo Stonewall Gray.
Yeah. None of these are super close. I remember when I was doing makeup, I remember my foundation was Ben Nye's Light Japanese.
This is just a good name. Good name.
Michael Spitz.
And
Jay.
I think mine was White as Snow.
Michael Spitz. Jay, these were hard as balls. Me. What have you been eating? I mean, that is one of my favorites. It's hard as balls.
What have you been eating? Balls. You know, I don't know where any of my makeup is from that class.
I think I threw it out. It doesn't last forever.
I think I must have thrown it out. 'Cause, I don't have it anymore. And I know I was about to get all dapper today, but I just couldn't.
Power Surge fluorescent white.
Exactly. White as hell.
Gosh darn it.
It'd be fun if they just had some slightly inappropriate names for every single color.
The correct skin tone.
Michael Spitz. I thought Jay's foundation was matte black.
Yeah.
And then just paint it up from there.
And always remember to paint the rim of the base black. Unless it's another color. Unless you want to use another color. I definitely don't subscribe to the you have to paint the base of the rim black, or else it doesn't look right.
Base of the rim.
Base of the rim.
Yes, I guess both are correct. James Bruce. Has stage makeup experience helped when painting flesh tones?
No. I mean, maybe a tiny bit. Just spending more time looking at a face, but I don't think so.
I just remember there was that one time where Tom would come up to us, or would come up to everyone and look at them. And I remember he looked at both of us and he's like, "Both of your faces aren't even. You're not symmetrical." And he just walked away. Both of your faces aren't symmetrical.
And funny if he's like, "Both of you guys are ugly."
I mean, that's basically what he said.
Yeah.
But and he said it with his Tom smile.
Yeah, he did. T. Mitch.
Power Surge. Need more sun when your foundation is too light. Exactly. That's one of the paint colors.
Kino is, if you want to paint a face a completely different color than the body, stage experience might help. Dr. Truckle. I watched a video the other day where a mini painter was judging viewers' minis, and on every one he was like, well, the base isn't black. I think I watched the same exact video. Because his thing was, you should always paint the base black because it'll look better. Although I think in the video though the title is Pro Painter Looks at Models, and then the very first thing he says in the video is he's not a pro painter.
That's pretty good.
Although technically, if you're a YouTuber, you're a pro painter because technically you've been paid for your painting. So I'm the greatest painter to ever live. I'm a professional.
Exactly. Britas. Black bases are dull. No offense, Jay. I mean, I like a copper rim myself, if you know what I mean, Britas.
Ooh. Power Surge. I would think it's backwards. Wouldn't miniature painting make you better at painting makeup? Maybe. It's hard to say.
I mean, I think it all helps.
It all helps.
Like, I think what you should be as a human being is exactly perfectly well-rounded in every single thing and be perfect at everything, and then you'd be perfect.
Yeah. I agree.
Like, I do think, like, if you're good at drawing and sculpting and painting 2D stuff, you're probably good at painting miniatures.
Yeah.
I have a theory that I bet a lot of really good miniature painters are also pretty good drawers. I would love that to be a video. We make everyone do a drawing.
I know Scott says he's not a very good 2D artist.
I want to see the drawing though.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people say that they're bad and they're actually pretty good.
That's true.
Brett S. Wink, wink, Nick. Exactly.
Dr. Jokel, back in the day, I was painting my bases the same color as whatever grass effect I use. You know, arguably that makes a lot more sense than what everyone else is always what we were actually doing.
Paint the base of the base, base colored.
Paint the base of the base, base.
Sponsored by Base. Base Theory.
I think it should be we should add another stipulation to EOB Complete that you will only show off your model if it's based.
Technically, that is a stipulation on there. But
loosely enforced.
Been pretty lenient on it.
I mean, this is the channel where we should not allow unfinished bases because we are the base masters.
We are the base masters. I mean, we're getting so many now that we're gonna have to split them in 2 different videos.
Yeah.
There's just so many, so you know, maybe that becomes a enforceable rule.
Aquino Quinones. Finally, Eons of Battle endorses gatekeeping.
Exactly.
Oh, I remember the dumb Nazis. Their slogan is a quote from one of the 40K rule books, and it's tolerance leads to treachery and betrayal, and the answer is gatekeeping. So don't tolerate anything ever. They don't get that, in the far distant future, it's actually everything is fictional and is not actually how things should be.
Damn it! I was gonna live my life this way.
Also,
you shouldn't call me out as a leader of that group.
Yeah, you're the head moderator.
I definitely look the part.
Dr. Trokel, new Games Workshop Citadel Gaming base colors. Now with more base, only $649.99.
Yeah, buy now.
Power Surge. You know, you missed an opportunity for an April Fool's. Quickest way to apply paint to a mini, just throw the mini into house paint. Oh. And just see it sink. It might not even be heavy enough to sink.
You got to throw it in with some force.
Yeah, you got to tie a rock to it.
Yeah.
Happy Heretic. An open mind is an unbarred gate for chaos, is my personal motto.
There you go.
Be funny if like somebody just picks a Tau quote and it turns out to be like a drone quote, so it's like 3:16, 47, 19, 25. Just beep boop bop beep boop.
Just quotes that make zero sense.
Mm-hmm.
Beep boop bop beep boop.
Or a Tyranid quote that's just Gah!
I feel like they hiss.
Probably. Yeah, I could see hiss.
Probably.
The big ones probably sound like the dinosaurs from Jurassic Park.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I remember one time I was watching a show called Falling Skies, which was very good except for most of it. Like, it was an amazing premise that was a little bit ruined by how bland it was. Like, how bland the characters were. How generic movie the characters were. But for some reason, they must have bought the rights to use some of the sound effects from Jurassic Park. Because all of the aliens used the Velociraptor sound effects. And it blew me away. I'm like, why would you pick one of the most recognizable sounds in movie history? John Paul Gorisa. Why dislike the video? Why not?
Exactly.
It's a free country.
It's a free country.
And speaking of a free country, it's about that time. Finished a pair of legs, except for whatever's going on with the feet. The weird wrap or tattoo or whatever it's supposed to be. You guys probably can't even see it because it's very shallow. The detail on all Malifaux is very shallow because they try to keep things in scale. Mm-hmm. But we'll see y'all tomorrow.
Exactly. Check out the video today.
Yeah.
We'll have a video on Wednesday, and we'll be back tomorrow with another stream at 9 p.m. Central.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
End.